Unfortunately for you CSK fans, MS Dhoni's 200th IPL game in charge didn't go according to script. I mean, at least it did for the first half, with Ruturaj Gaikwad scoring a brilliant 101 not out, becoming the youngest centurion for CSK in the IPL. But it was the Rajasthan Royals who lived to fight another day with a historic chase, I should say, because brilliant stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, no one gave them a chance, but Evan Lewis and then Yashasvi Jaiswal and then Shivam Dube to finish it off. It was Southpaws just being stellar out there. And we have Saba Karim to dissect it for us. Saba, what just happened?
How do you describe it, isn't it, Avnish? This is
Madness.
unbelievable stuff. And this is clearly the upset of this season's IPL,
Yeah.
where Rajasthan Royals came back. They rode back into contention now. And some great stuff from the two openers, both left-handers. In 5.2 overs, I think Rajasthan Royals had put 75 on board. It
Yeah.
was unbelievable.
So
And
it goes down. It goes down as their best ever power play in the history of the
yes,
IPL. They got 81.
and it
77 was their
has,
opening
yeah,
stat, which is great.
and it has to be because, and they're up against a strong bowling attack, which had Hazelwood, it had Sam Curran, it had Javinder Jadeja, and they had quality bowlers in their ranks. And to score these runs in such a blistering manner is very difficult to understand. But this goes to show that all these teams have got the surprise element up their sleeve. It depends when when they want to play their best game. And today was such day for Rajasthan Royals, and unfortunately for CSK. Look at even Shivam Dube. First game he played, he was sitting outside, and then they made that brilliant change, sent him at number 3 ahead of Sanju Samson, who was in such a great form. And look at the way he batted. He carried on the momentum which was put up in the first place by the two left-handers, openers.
Yeah, I mean, when you try to break it down, deconstruct how they went about it, it was not just anything from the textbook. It was just see ball, hit ball. And that's what was the best approach, I guess, for Rajasthan side, who seemed deflated. I mean, they were second bottom going into this chase. And now they've done themselves a little bit of a favor with the net run rate. But up against CSK, like you said, who haven't lost since the resumption of IPL 2021 in UAE, everything was stacked against them. 5 changes and it's come good. Does this give them confidence to go on and say, you know what, we can come back in the playoffs and write a sensational story for ourselves?
Yes, Avnish. Well, it is true that now Rajasthan Royals will fancy themselves to try and get back into the tournament. They need to win the last 2 games. Also, I think they would be dependent on the result of some other matches. But having said that, this is also a great cue for the other teams who have faltered against CSK. This is the kind of the success mantra which the other team would like to follow now against CSK, because I can understand this is a great batting track, but it just gives a different kind of an insight on how to make inroads in this strong CSK lineup. And I think Rajasthan Royals have done themselves a favor, but also a big favor to the other teams who have to play the matches against CSK.
Yeah, CSK, of course, have Delhi Capitals next, and that'll be a great clash because that'll decide something at the top of the table. And RCB, of course, play tomorrow against Punjab, and if Punjab win, then they stand a chance. So it's really gripping, and that's what we always want as cricket fans. At the business end of the season, really, we want all the teams to have a fair crack at it. I feel bad for SRH because they're really not included in this conversation. But let's break down your predictions. Now, before the match, you said that if you saw an upset, you'd be a happy man. We can see that. It's evident. But let me just give you some disappointing news because you've come short against the robot today. And it was pretty much thanks to one man, Ruturaj Gaikwad. I know you might be disappointed with your prediction, but you can't be disappointed with an innings like that. Talk to me about the right-hander. He's just going from strength to strength.
It's the consistency in his batting performances has been remarkable this season, Avanish, and I
Yeah.
think that's what sets him apart. Is the way he bats in the power play, and as soon as the field is spread, again he maneuvers the field quite well. He toys with the fielding positions, and he's very clear in his mind when he steps out to hit those big sixes against the spinners. It's one of those few cricketers or few batters who are able to pick the leg spinners very well, and has got excellent footwork against them. And that is why he believes in his timing, is able to clear the infield as well as can manage to play those big shots, get those big sixes going against the spinners. So overall, it's been such an authoritative IPL so far from Ruturaj Gaikwad. And whatever we saw from him the last season, he's just continued in that form. And I think he's up for some great heights now, Ruturaj Gaikwad, not only for CSK but also I think very soon for the national team.
Indeed. And you break down his innings in two. The first 50 came 43 balls. The second 51 came of 17 balls, and he smoked 5 sixes. There were 18 sixes on the day, which is about, I think, the third most in a IPL match in the UAE. It was a day for the statisticians, but it was a day for Ruturaj Gaikwad. So you went 1-0 down there. The bowlers, I mean, you call Deepak
All my
Chahar, he can
predictions,
play.
Avnish, isn't it, have gone wrong, and I don't mind that at all today.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem one bit. Because even the bowlers, technically, Criclytics called wrong. It went for Josh Hazelwood, who was a man of the match against the Sunrisers in Sharjah, but it could be a very different day in another venue, and that was evident. He went for none for 55, it was, and Sam Curran none for 54, something like that. That just goes to show it wasn't a bowler's day out.
Yeah, well, if you see the other two venues, Abu Dhabi and Sharjah, they are bowler friendly, and I think
Yeah.
Dubai is the only surface which offers great bounce where the batters can trust the wicket and play their shots,
Yeah.
and
Barring
that's what
this
we
game.
saw. Yeah, barring this game, but for a change, it is good to see some exciting stuff from the batters. Otherwise, the entire second leg of this IPL, one has seen the bowlers who have done so well, spinners as well as pace bowlers. So yes, this was a terrific wicket to bat, and I think Ruturaj Gaikwad, especially, he realized as soon as the power play was over that this is a surface where CSK would require some big runs, and that is why he went berserk after that. I got good support in the end from Ravindra Jadeja, but I think very quickly was able to understand the dynamics of the wicket, and he played according to that. And well, the same goes for the Rajasthan Royals batters also. Right from the beginning, they could figure out that they have to score the big shots and get them quickly. And in the end, they really canted to victory.
Canter to victory is the perfect way to describe it, I should say. Now, you didn't canter to victory, unfortunately, but that's fine. You have another crack at the cherry tomorrow night when you take on, when we kind of catch you for the KKR SRH game. Now, I want to ask you about this points table, because at the end of the day, there's been movers and shakers. If you're a Mumbai Indians fan, it's not been a happy Saturday for you, because you went down against Delhi Capitals, and then you saw Rajasthan Royals also overtake you. Now, DC and CSK, like I said, Saba, they face each other next, but Mumbai played Rajasthan next. Now, where does this go from here? Give me an intuition, a gut feel from you, and how do you think it can eventually shape up?
So it seemed at this stage, Avnish, 5 teams are vying for those two slots. Out of those 5 sides, I think RCB have an edge over the rest of the 4 sides, because after 11 matches, they got 14. They got 12 points, if I'm correct. So they are marginally ahead of the other sides, and they have 3 more games left. Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals. That the game coming up would be extremely crucial for them. But I think whoever wins will have a chance. But I think KKR also may just sneak in, because they are in a strong position at this stage. They would look to seal that, if not the third spot, at least the fourth spot. But I think this is after so many years when I've seen 5 teams they're vying for these 2 slots, Avnish. So, and I think that's what has made this IPL so exciting this time around. And none of the 5 sides would get to even 16 points, because generally, if you see at the end of the business, business end of the tournament, you have at least 2 sides getting to 16 points and then qualifying for the third and the fourth spot. This is the first time we'll get 2 teams qualify even if they get to 14 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to look at it from that perspective, and just from an RCB perspective, with 14 points, so they have 3 games left. They can go 20 points as well and equal probably Delhi and CSK at the top, because remember, Delhi and CSK play each other, so one of them will drop points there. So it could be pretty days for RCB, but it could really be pretty days for other people. Say if RCB lose all their 3 games as well, you never know. But Mumbai Indians, they have to win big, because even today when we saw Rajasthan thump Chennai, it didn't make such a big difference in terms of the net run rate. So only God knows how much Mumbai will need to beat those 2 teams. Right, Saba, we'll catch you tomorrow night. Thank you so much for joining us. It's literally been a dramatic Saturday night, and it's been great to pick your brain on it.
Thank you so much, Avnish.
Cheers. That was Saba Karim, just lending insight and truly what's been a brilliant day. Wasn't to be Dhoni's ideal occasion out there, but nonetheless, for the IPL, it's opened it up. Catch it all on cricket.com. It's me, Avnish Hegde, signing off on a Saturday night. We'll see you on Super Sunday. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.